Hi, this is Sam from The Happy Celiac, and this is my gluten-free kitchen. A question I get asked a lot is, what do you actually eat on a gluten-free diet? And I can post all the recipes I like, but I don't think there's anything quite like actually looking at my kitchen and seeing what I eat on a day-to-day basis. So this is your chance to be super nosy and have a look in my fridge, my store cupboard, and what things I've got around in my kitchen. So let's start by having a look in my fridge. Now, as you can see, it's actually quite small, and it gets smaller still because that's my freezer. Yeah, tiny little box. But it kind of works, there's just the two of us, so let's get started. I've got these chili pastes in oil, so I've got a regular chili paste, a red curry paste, and at the back there's a green curry paste, all from the same brand, Mayploy, which I really like. There's some leftover chocolate milk and some Toblerone. I eat a little bit more dairy now that I live in Holland, full fat because it's lower lactose, mozzarella for pizza, yogurt, hummus, and that's a sun-dried tomato tapenade. So what have we got in here? That is actually a gluten beer, but I don't think there's any worries about cross-contamination. This is leftover quinoa. We've got some sausages here. Most sausages in the Netherlands are actually gluten-free, which is nice. And some chorizo. And what's in here? I should have actually looked before I started filming. Oh, these are some leftover gluten-free beetroot brownies, which I'm going to blog about later, but I haven't taken the pictures yet. And let's see what's on this shelf. So this is sort of mostly fruit and veg down here. We've got carrots, peppers, lemon. And in here, we've just got some mushrooms. And then I've got spring onion, cucumber, broccoli, leftover avocado, some hot chilies, yum yum, mayonnaise, and half an onion. So you can see that's like the fresh stuff. We do get fresh meat, but if we try and buy the meat for the whole week. So a lot of it's in the freezer. So yeah, I really wish I had a bigger freezer, and we might get another one, but this has to do for now. So a lot of this is frozen meat. We've got like a pork tenderloin thingy here, the chicken breasts and prawns, and pig something. Pig slap. Huh. Pig slap is like pieces of pig. And then frozen peas, frozen chips. It's kind of normal. Sometimes when I get berries, I can't eat the whole lot, so frozen strawberries, because I like to put those in smoothies sometimes, and some broccoli portions. Yeah, so that's really all I can fit in this tiny little freezer. So in the door of the fridge, the really exciting condiment drawer, we've got some mustard, which is pretty hot, pesto, butter, ginger, garlic puree, which I've started using because it's so much easier than cutting up little garlic things, because I love garlic. Tomato puree, a bit of creme fraiche, garlic, lime, my boyfriend's super hot sauce, my slightly less hot but still yummy sauce, and then I've got fish sauce, passata, more yogurt, and full milk, which I don't really drink, but that's for my boyfriend. So this is probably going to be the hardest thing to show you, but I'll try. A little store cupboard here. I've got eggs. I eat a lot of eggs, some nuts, Nutella, peanut butter, coconut milk. I think that's a tuna thing down there. I have quinoa flakes, more tomato puree. Right at the back is some coffee things that I bought ages ago and haven't drunk. And some Isabel's pizza mix, of which I need to buy way more. Upper shelf, and I've got the gluten-free soy sauce, more hot sauce, rice vinegar, and my boyfriend's chocolate spoonie thing. It's got traces of gluten in, so I can't eat that one. I really like cooking on a gas hob, and I hope any house I live in next will also have one. But I just wanted to show you the gluten section. Boo! That's basically it. To be honest, my boyfriend doesn't eat a lot of bread, so that's just cruisely, and I think some stuff which was wheat-free but turned out not to be gluten-free, and some chocolate flakes, But to be honest, it's an okay gluten section, so it's kept up there because I want to demonstrate that's how far I can reach without having to get a stool. So this is my kitchen counter space. As you can see, this is actually the largest bit of prep space I have, which is kind of annoying, but it's a small kitchen. So I have quite a lot of spices, I think. You know, the usual Indian curry spices, turmeric, garam masala, ginger, cinnamon, chili, I think that's paprika, cumin seeds, bay leaves, cinnamon, coriander seeds, probiotics, which I can highly recommend these ones. They are expensive, but they're really good, especially for celiacs. And then I have some pudersuiker, which is icing sugar. Some Malden sea salt, which I keep in this cute little dish because I like to pinch it and pretend I'm really artisanal. Some really old yucky coffee, which I don't drink much. What's in there? Random spices. Cumin, dried basil, oregano, more coriander, bicarbonate of soda, fenugreek seeds, cayenne pepper, and I have some green tea in there. Peppermint tea, more spices. These are the ones I don't use as often, which I can't even get out. That is mixed spice, and this is actually a Tesco one, which means it's over a year old, so it's probably lost all flavour. Yorkshire Gold for Alex. Various teas. This one is supposed to be good for digestion, but I haven't really noticed anything. So yeah, I have way too many types of tea. And then a little thing for my potatoes, and there are sweet potatoes under there, and there's some onions at the back as well. So that's that. So now we get to the drawer. Bum bum bum. This is kind of a continuation of that, but bigger stuff. So I've got these really cute little pots. This one just has a single fig in it, so that's a bit of a waste of space. Sunflower seeds, dried apricots for things like tagines, I use that, brown sugar. This is actually arrowroot, but it's not ground very fine, so you have to just dissolve it in water. Flaked almonds, I think this is strawberry Nesquik. Yeah, strawberry Nesquik. I've got some random saffron, xanthan gum, which I don't use that often. More sugar, sugar cubes, which don't get used really. Baking powder, I like the Dubs Farm one. Vanilla sugar, wasabi paste. Easy baking yeast, which doesn't really make a difference when you're trying to bake gluten-free with my oven. Stock cubes, I really like the Knorr ones, so I have a beef and chicken one, that seems to do me okay. This is a really old Caribbean spice jerk seasoning mix, which is mostly salt. I really like using this brand of bouillon. It's kind of just a good all-round flavouring for it's using a stock or soups or something like that. I've got some polenta. I've got some sort of fake Barocca fizzy tablets, which I don't actually think do me any good. They don't seem to affect how often I get ill. Cocoa powder, as you would expect from someone who bakes. Honey, more honey. This is a kind of gross thing, but it's for putting brown colour in your sauces. It's from Denmark. Dried chilies, yum yum. And a tiny little bit of amaranth, which is really nice. I use it kind of like quinoa. So now we have the last drawer of food, that is. I have quite a lot of pasta at the moment. A big supermarket brand in the Netherlands, Albert Heijn, has just started their own pasta, or their own freeform range, so I'm just trying out their pasta. I also found this Shah stuff, which I really have got issues with Shah bread, but the pasta's okay, so I thought I'd try out this one since it has more grains in it. Here we have some rice noodles, which I like because they're pretty quick for lunch, so I can just do a little quick stir fry or something like that. What is in here? Quinoa flour, that's old, I should throw that away. Flour doesn't actually last as long as you would like it to, and quinoa flour is something that I tend to add to things rather than make it use as a base. So that's that one. I've got milled organic flaxseed. I used to have this because I was concerned about the amount of fiber I was getting. Now I eat quite a lot of fiber, so it's not really a problem. So this is actually a box of couscous, which I found, obviously gluten-free couscous. This is chestnut flour, which I really like, and you have to kind of think about how to use it, but it's nice to have around, and I can get this cheap place here, so that's not a problem. This is the glutinous rice flour, which does not contain gluten, and it also is really, really fine, so that's why I keep it in a plastic bag. There's more pasta in there. There's red quinoa in here. It's a little bit stuck though, so I can't pull it out, but I can show you in there, the red quinoa and the pasta. And then I actually can't remember what flour this is. I think from the looks of it, it's probably maize, corn flour, something like that. I have pui lentils in there. Ooh, hello. Sushi rice. This is a ketchup. I don't know how to pronounce that. It's kind of like a soy sauce based thing, but it's gluten free, and it's kind of a nice Indonesian condiment. This is curry powder, I think. More sugars and sweeteners down there, and then this is a special type of sugar which is useful for baking, and you sprinkle it on cookies. It's really yummy. So that's pretty much all the food stuff that I keep in the kitchen. So now we are going into the other cupboard. Everybody's got kind of a junk cupboard, I think. This is mine. But I guess the important things to note are the amount of flowers I have. A lot of these have been given to me as samples for the blog, so I've reviewed them for the blog or the Can I Eat It app. Some of these are just leftover ones that I have. So Amy Ruth has now gone out of business, unfortunately, so I kind of stockpiled her flowers. This is another sample one from Lisa's Choice. A Bob's Red Mill one, which I haven't tried yet. Feel free for gluten-free, some pasta that I haven't reviewed yet. This is kind of making me realise how many reviews I have still to do. Gift bags for food. Sesame flour, which was fat reduced, which I thought was a bit weird because fat's not actually that bad for you, and I don't know, it didn't really bake very well without the fat. I've got some masa harina and some Dove's Farm plain flour, which is usually my go-to mix. There we go. More Yorkshire Gold. That is our last Isabel's box for the pizza mix, so we are ordering some more. A random Illumi one that they sent me. Cookie cutters and baking things. This is really messy, I'm sorry, I didn't tidy this up. I don't even know what these are. These are basically like little cocktail things that you stick in things to make them pretty. And this has got nothing to do with food, so I won't embarrass myself further. Bye-bye.
Okay, so these are a couple of my gadgets. This is my rice cooker, which I use probably several times a day, actually, if I'm honest, for cooking rice, but also quinoa, sometimes lentils. You can do a really quick risotto as well. And this is my toaster. It's completely gluten-free. It's just kept in the cupboard because I don't eat bread that often, and there's not really a lot of workspace in my kitchen.
This is my deep fryer. It has just been used, so the oil, I'm sure, looks really gribbly. But I actually found this surprisingly useful. It means that I can make loads of sort of junk food that you can't buy. I can make it myself, so I do like chicken nuggets sometimes, or battered fish. I make my own chips. This is the Vitamix, which was outrageously expensive at the time, but it's been incredibly useful. In terms of you can make ice cream in it, you can make smoothies, you can do soups, and make things like peanut butter and hummus, which I don't do all the time. I'm not one of these super green smoothie freaks, but I do like to use it a little bit. This is a kettle. Since I'm British, I need tea. This was surprisingly hard to find in this country. They don't really do kettles because people are coffee drinkers. I just hope this can show you the extent of how many gadgets I really do not have in the kitchen. Oh no, I do have a KitchenAid, which is I don't keep in the kitchen because I don't have space. But like, to be honest, you really don't need a lot of gadgets. The gadget I get the most use out of is the rice cooker, and the rest I just do on the stove. You know, pots and pans. I really like this one. I think it's a cast iron one. It's not Le Creuset or anything. Ooh, hello. But it's decent enough. You don't need to spend £100 on a pot or something like that. So yeah, I actually keep my KitchenAid on the windowsill, but it's been really, really useful in doing baking, and I really like it. It's a very nice mixer. The other gadgets I have, if you can really call them that, I've got this tagine, which I actually bought for the photography for my ebook Gluten-Free Dinner Party to make it look pretty, but it's been surprisingly useful. And then I have a slow cooker as well, which is also nice, but I tend to use it more in the autumn than in the summer. And I think these are reasonably inexpensive. I nearly got away without showing you my oil collection, although it's not much of a collection. This one is rapeseed oil, which is not very interesting, but I have a friend who's an olive oil importer, like an Italian olive oil importer, and so I have these really, really posh oils, and since cooking with them I've noticed such a difference in the flavour of my food. I also have an obnoxiously sized pepper grinder just because it's fun. Balsamic vinegar, I think that there's balsamic vinegar in this one as well. Red wine vinegar, cooking salt. So those are really my basics for cooking that I go to a lot, but as you can see, you know, this is not a very big preparation space. Oh, I just kicked the cat, sorry. And you know, oh, there's not a lot of room in the kitchen, so I just try and do my best, and then maybe one day I'll have a bigger kitchen. But this isn't, you know, something that I have really spent a lot of time prepping for the video. I just wanted to show you what my kitchen actually looks like and how I use it on a day-to-day basis. So I think I probably need to feed this cat because she's looking really, really disgusted with me. So hopefully you enjoyed that, and if you have any questions, let me know.